الحمد لله الحمد لله طيبا فيه مبارك يحب ربنا ذو الجلال ومنواله والصلاة والسلام على سيدي حبيب المصطفى وعلى آله وصحبه نجوم الهدى قادتك أما بعد. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله رفيق ويحب الرفق. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ليس الغناء عن كثرة العرض ولكن الغناء غنى النفس. رواه البخاري. Honorable scholars, respected Hufaz, brothers and elders, and our esteemed sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is truly a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He made us amongst the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the person whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has praised throughout the Quran, and at times for the akhlaq of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and at times the way Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to exert himself in propagation of deen. So you'll find throughout the Quran that Allah Ta'ala praises Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam for his traits. That's because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had the sublime character. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This hadith, which I mentioned before you, the لَيْسَ الْغِنَى عَنْ كَثْرَةِ الْعَرَضِ ولكن الغنى غنى النفس. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala has mentioned this hadith in Kitab al-Riqaq, in Bab al-Ghina and nafs. One aspect of this hadith is that yes, this hadith is referring to that we should not exert ourselves in collecting and massing worldly and materialistic things so much that we forget about hereafter, because in reality it is in hereafter that we have to make effort for. So one is with regards to collecting mal, collecting wealth. But Imam Bukhari has mentioned this in Kitab al-Riqaq, and Riqaq translated to be what you could say softness of the heart or tenderness of the heart, and we will elaborate, enunciate on this aspect of it, based on another hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, reported by Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala. He says, إن الرفق لا يكون في شيء إلا زانه ولا ينزع من شيء إلا شانه. That Aisha radiallahu anha reports from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they said, the kindness is not to be found in anything, but that it adds to its beauty. And it is not withdrawn from anything, but it makes it defective, it disgraces it. So when kindness, gentleness, or we call it si'atu sadr, softness of the heart, when a person has an open heart, when that becomes part of person's personality, then this person becomes lovable by everyone. And in fact, based on the hadith, this person has, when it manifests inside him, it becomes, his body and entire characters become beautiful. Right? So this person in totality becomes beautiful. So this is what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is trying to say, that when you have rifqah, when you have kindness, when you have gentleness, then it beautifies you. And when this gentleness and when this kindness and when this softness is not there, then this makes your life, it puts a void in your life. Example, someone buys a very expensive car, let's say, for the sake of the example, example here, not that I'm a fan of Ferraris and Bugattis, though I would love to have one, but the person who owns a Ferrari, one nail punctures the tire, and because of that, this person is not able to drive the car anymore. So just how one nail made the entire car, and it's made it defect in it. It can't move forward. Likewise, when the person does not have that gentleness or tenderness of the heart, that's what it does. Now, no matter how good that person is, how eloquent that person is, or how pious that person is, no matter how many Hajj this person has performed, or no matter how many fasts this person has kept throughout his life, no matter how much charity or alms this person gives, it doesn't matter. When the heart is not soft and he's not gentle, then this person will have a defect in his life. And this is what the Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam trying to mention to us. And look, I discussed this and I reiterate this point a lot, and it's part of our creed and a belief that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam akmalun nas. He was just perfect. He was awesome. He was the paragon of Allah Ta'ala's beauty. So he had everything, every good quality. If it existed, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam possessed that. So regarding this type of person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when he's describing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. And I want you to do a bit of research and read up on this ayah in Surah Al Imran 159. Read the tafsir of this ayah and understand that how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how kind Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was towards others, how gentle Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was towards others. Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If you were hard with them, and if you were not soft-hearted, and if you were not soft-spoken, then these people would disperse from your gathering. They wouldn't be around you. And then what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say to Musa alayhi salam and Harun alayhi salam? فَقُولَا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. The both of you, not just Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam supplicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Oh Allah, please give me Harun alayhi salam as well. So it will make my task easier." So Allah Ta'ala addresses both of them. فَقُولَا لَهُ. Both of you, individually and categorically, I'm telling you that قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا, speak to him in a gentle tone, in a soft tone. What's our nature? Soon as we come across a person who's either transgressing or who does something that goes against our nature, pitch of our tone is very high. And when we want to address this person, and when we approach this person, we speak in a very high tone. And at times, I don't know for what reason, we sometimes believe that if I speak loud, then I will get everyone's attention, and then whatever I say will make an impact. No, it does the contrary. It does the contrary. When people are told with softness and gentleness, then they accept it. Al-amr bil-ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar, when it's done with softness and gentleness, then people accept it. But when it's done with hardness and it's done, in a rough and a rude manner, then no one accepts it. So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to tell Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and also told Musa alayhi salam and Harun alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another place in the Quran, وَلَا تُجَادِلُوا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. So now, first, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first we can understand, let's categorize this, okay? First, when we talk about rifqah, softness and gentleness, first it's with regards to the Muslims, then it's non-Muslims. Then in Muslims, it's your immediate family, how you behave and how you interact with them. Then non-Muslims is your neighbors, people that you work with. If you're your employer, your employees. If you're businessmen, then your employees, your workers. So Muslims or non-Muslims, both of them should see the rifqah, gentleness, and kindness of your heart. Both of them. Here, who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about when He says, speak to me in a soft tone? This is Fir'aun. The person who says that I am a deity, I am the Lord, worship me and prostrate to me. This is that person. A person who has declared himself to be the enemy of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying regarding him that, hey, speak to him in a nice and gentle tone. Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl, when he accepted Islam, when he came to accept Islam, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, this example is to highlight how kind and how gentle Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was with his companions and people from outside, and even those people who held a grudge against him. Doesn't matter. So Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and while he was approaching the gathering of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told his Sahaba around him that, hey, Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl is coming. None of you should mention anything about his father. Because if you do mention anything about his father, he will feel ashamed. And I do not want him to feel ashamed in my gathering. If he wants to come, then this is it. Another incident, in one of the battles, one of the Sahabi happened to step on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam accidentally, unintentionally, mistakenly. It happens. In one of the battles, he stepped on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he stepped on Rasulullah very hard, and it was kind of the part of the body which included the meat and the bone, and it hurt Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam really hard. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, just like a natural reflex a person would have, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had a natural reaction. Hey, he hurt me, and that's it. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that in a loud, not extremely loud, but it's just loud enough that it wasn't louder than the normal speech of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So next day after Salatul Fajr, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam summons that Sahabi. Now that Sahabi started shivering. He was scared. Okay, what is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam going to say to me? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Okay, or maybe it was because of that the incident yesterday, I stepped on Rasulullah. Oh no, what if Jibreel Islam has come to him with some sort of punishment for me? Oh no, what if the wrath of Allah Ta'ala descends upon me? So all these thoughts and everything is crossing the Sahabi's mind. So he approaches Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says to him, listen, yesterday I spoke to you rudely, and I was not soft-spoken, and I would like to apologize for that. Ya salam, ya salam. Look at the akhlaq and gentleness and kindness of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So let's take this and apply this on ourselves. How kind am I with my spouse? How kind am I with my children? A lot of times, we become fathers. Now we think, as a father, I don't have to be kind to my children. They should understand that I love them. They should appreciate what I do for them. I'm the breadwinner of the house. I work, and I go through that grind. I do that hustle and bustle. I do everything for them. They should understand I love them. I don't need to show them my love. They should understand it. And the children, they're my parents. Of course they know I love them. I don't have to show them. I don't have to be kind to them. So this rifqa, it creates a really beautiful bond amongst ourselves. Father walks in, son approaches, hey dad, let me take your bags. Okay. Father walks in, hey son, how was your day? Goes to his wife, hey, how was your day? What did you do today? So just merely by saying this stuff, you're creating a vibe of rifqa, of kindness and gentleness, peace and harmony and tranquility. Because contentment of the heart lies in possessing the qualities of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our heart cannot be content, and our heart cannot be soft if we don't follow the way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. And the way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was with his wives, that's how we have to be with our spouses. I give this example, and this is a very famous incident. One of the expeditions, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was racing with Aisha radiallahu anha. This is Sayyidul Mursaleen, Sayyid Awwaleen wal Akhirin. This is the Prince of mankind. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the Nabi of Allah. This is the Nabi upon whom the entire Quran was revealed to. This is the Nabi who would be accepted. This is the Nabi who's the mercy for the entire mankind. He's racing with Aisha radiallahu anha to show his love for Aisha radiallahu anha. Show that he is kind to Aisha radiallahu anha. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was preoccupied. No one can be more busy than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is handling all the ahkam which are coming to him. He's dealing with Jibreel alayhi salam. He's dealing with all the verses that are coming to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. New ahkam are being developed. New ahkam and new ayat are coming every day, every second day. New things are taking place. And new incidents are taking place. Boundaries are being set. There's so much in the plate of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has to look after the state, affairs of the state. He has to look after his companions. He makes sure that he's dealing with his companion in a way that they all love him. He makes sure he's dealing with the women in a way that they all feel scared around Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He makes sure that he deals with the children in such a manner that they feel loved and compassion and the fatherlyhood of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he has to execute all of these, state level executions that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has to carry out. All of this, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's mind is busy constantly. And then on top of that, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam constantly worried about the salvation of this ummah. So even despite all of these things, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would still find time for his spouse, will still find time for his children, and to be kind to them, and to be gentle to them, be kind to his wife. On a lighter note, as a joke, one of the sheikh was mentioning that there was this person in a locality, and he was very famous for being, soft-hearted. Being very gentle and very soft-spoken. So it so happened that one of the ladies, she got married to him, and then in the first day or two of the marriage, this predatory animal had entered their house. So this person, this soft or gentle person, he beat the life out of that predatory animal in such a way that it traumatized his spouse. And now she was scared. It's like, whoa, that's a beating. That's some serious stuff. So now every time this person would ask his wife to do anything for him, he would say, or else at the end. Hey, make me food or else. So she in her mind thinks or else means that, okay, I'm going to get the beating the way that predatory animal got. So this is her first encounter. So after a week or so, she came back to her house, and she said to her parents and siblings and everyone, you guys know that this person is very soft, it's very gentle, and his actions speak otherwise. They said, no, he's soft, he's gentle, trust us. When he says, or else, ask him, or else what next time? So she comes home, and the husband says, okay, make tea or else. Make or else. She's like, or else what? He's like, or else I'll make the tea myself. Okay, I'll make the tea myself. So this gentleness and kindness, when it becomes us, it beautifies us. It's an adornment for us. And when this gentleness and softness is not part of our body, and it's not part of our actions, and people don't feel it, and this vibe, we don't give off this vibe, then people will not come close to us. Especially for us. In our individual lives, right? At family level, or extended family level, immediate family level, this has to manifest. And then our dealing with non-Muslims also has to manifest there. A lot of times you feel that, okay, it's your right to stand in the line first. And I say this because of the current situation we're in right now. We're going to the stores, and people are grabbing stuff, and it might be the last item on that shelf, and you can live another 2 weeks without this item. That is the time to show your kindness and gentleness. Hey, you have it. I have another 2 weeks. I'll come back for it. It's okay. Hey, you go in front of the line. It's okay. So this gentleness and this softness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves it. Inna Allah rafiq. Allah ta'ala is kind and gentle. Allah ta'ala loves it when we as human beings, the creation of Allah, show rifqa, kindness and gentleness amongst others. Another incident comes to mind two incidents actually, one of this sheikh and one of the three people who got stuck in the cave, and then we'll conclude with that inshallah. We're finishing at 8 o'clock with dua.
After that.
The sheikh, one of the sheikhs, he traveled and to Haramain for Umrah. May Allah Ta'ala show us that day again where Allah Ta'ala opens the doors for us. He traveled to Haramain. He was actually in Medina. So he used to pass by this guard, and he used to say Assalamu alaikum to him every time he passed by him. So every salawat, almost every salah basically. So he used to pass by and say Assalamu alaikum. The guard was a little, he wasn't having it. So he wouldn't reply, sometimes the reply would be there, sometimes wouldn't be there. So the sheikh, but every day, for the days that he was in Medina, he used to make sure he used to pass by those gates and then say salam to the guard. So he said it the first time, second time, third time, it didn't work. And then, next day he found the guard again, he started saying salam to him again, and it wasn't softening the person. So after the third day of constantly saying salam to this person replied in a delightful manner. So our job is that consistently we make our effort. One day will soften the person. And then quickly including the story of those three people. It was because of the kindness and gentle acts Allah Ta'ala saved them. Three people who got stuck in the cave. They went in the cave, boulder came down and blocked the opening of the cave. Now they have nowhere out. So they all asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, one person said, look, Ya Allah, when there was once a day where I had to go out, and I went out for milk, and I came back. I went out to collect some woods and stuff like that. So I came back and milked the animal, but by that time I was a bit late on that day, so my parents went to sleep. Well, Allah, I stood by them entire night, holding that bowl while my children were crying, and morning had come to us while I was still in this stage. Oh Allah, I did this action for you. If you accept it, please remove this. So the boulder moved a little. And the second person, oh Allah, I came across this beautiful woman, a cousin of mine, and she's very attractive, and I wanted to seduce her. But when I had that opportunity to fulfill my carnal desires, she told me that I should fear Allah. Oh Allah, I left her for Allah's sake. Allah, I did this action for you. So if you have accepted that action, please remove this. So this boulder moves a little more. He employs a person and he says, look, your employee will be that I'll give you some rice. And once this person fulfilled and he did his duty, I wanted to give him the rice. But this person said, no, I don't want it. So he left. Well, that was his right, so I kept it and I invested it. I turned the rice into seeds, and then I got really good profit out of it. So I bought cattle and I bought sheep and everything from it. So after some time, this person came back and he said, hand over what you owe me. And I looked at him and I looked at my cattle and I said, okay, have all of it. And the person said, you must be joking, right? And he said, no, I'm not joking. This is yours, and this was the rice that I was supposed to give you. You didn't take it, so I invested with it. And now the money I got, the profit I got, I bought cattle with it. Now you can have this. And the person says, the third person, oh Allah, I did this for your sake. This person came back to me, even though I could have denied, but I did not. Even though I could have said that I was offering it to you at that time, you should have taken it then, but I did not. Oh Allah, if I did this for your sake, please remove this. So when the person is kind and gentle in his nature, guess what? Allah Ta'ala is kind and gentle to you. When the person is rigid, and a person is hard-hearted, and a person is not soft, and he's not soft-spoken, guess how Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is going to deal with us. And a hadith of, a very famous hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, الراحمون يرحمهم الرحمن ارحم من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء. The people who show kindness and gentleness to the creation of Allah, then the person and the being up in the heavens shows kindness and gentleness towards them. Then Hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam proceeds and says, ارحم من في الأرض
So have mercy on the people. Irham man fil ard, everything that is on this earth. Yarhamkum man fis sama, and the being that is up in the heavens will have mercy. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us true understanding of rifqa, actually true understanding of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, so we can practice upon it, adopt it, bring it into our life, which will in return bring peace and tranquility into our lives. Wa akhir da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاطيت نستغفرك الله من جميع الذنوب ونتوب إليك. اللهم أجرنا من النار اللهم أجرنا من النار اللهم من النار. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة من ذريتي ربنا تقبل دعاء. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا انصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين آمين يا رب العالمين.